Hi. Happy Strawberry Moon to all who celebrate full strawberry moon tonight, which apparently during this moon, the moon is farthest from the earth. Allegedly, that's what that means. Not allegedly, scientifically. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's at its lowest point. So that's cool. And it's also June 29th. Which, this summer has been moving at such an odd pace. It feels like it's moving, I am not shocked that it's June 29th. You know, sometimes when you look at the date and you're like, how did we get here? No. I can see the trajectory of how I got here. And it makes sense. And a lot has happened. I think, an appropriate amount of things have happened for the amount of time that has passed. And that's why it doesn't feel weird. But it is crazy that it's basically July, because I feel like July is going to go by fast. And I don't know why, but I already know exactly what I'm doing for the next 3 weeks, which is most of July. And I just see that amount of time passing quickly. And then I'm going to get back and be settled into the city by July 18th. And then I'm here until August 22nd. So then that's 4 more weeks. And I've been on summer. So this must be the half point, because my summer started May 15th or May 16th. And now it's June 29th. So we're about at the halfway point of summer. Oh God. Oh my God. That's really hard. I think the reason the second half always goes by faster is because there's just in August, it's hard for me to just enjoy August sometimes, because I'm always in anticipation mode for the upcoming school year. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just there's in the backbone of my mind, I'm preparing for the next chapter already in August, which is something I need to work on. Last August, I really feel I took my time, but I don't know. It's just a different vibe than June and July, where you're I'm in summer, but there's also more summer to go. But then this might also be it's definitely not my last anticipation August, but after this I'm graduating undergrad, but then I want to go to grad school, so then I'll probably experience this again. I know it's going to be different though. But yeah, I don't really do things for the full moon, and I know there's people who take this really seriously, not my friends, but people I follow on the internet, and I think it would be really fun to do a full moon ritual, but I just feel at the end of the day I don't have the energy for that. And I did one of those things. I've done that once before. I did it for the orange moon or the red moon in October, after my ex showed up at the exact place I was studying abroad and following me and my friends around, and I was it's time for me to tear this contract. And that's exactly what I did under the full moon. I just did a fuck ton of journaling prompts about literally cutting toxic ties and shit like that, and it kind of worked. I feel there was some lag a little bit, but then it worked. But it did feel very therapeutic. I do think it's healthy, outside of, I don't know, anyone's belief around what the moon signifies. I think it's healthy to just once a month reflect on what's working, what's not working, what you want to keep doing in your life, what practices you want to keep moving forward, and what you need to let go of, relationships, patterns, habits, things that you're this isn't serving me anymore. I think that's just honestly hygiene. I think that's spiritual and emotional and mental hygiene. You're not letting the old gunk build up. Like, if something's been bothering you for a month and you haven't consciously addressed it, then like it's only going to grow louder. And it's like, you don't want to carry that with you. That's a weight that no one needs to carry. It doesn't belong to you. So anyways, it's kind of like New Year's resolution vibes, but like I think healthier and more consistent. And like I think it's fun to have like crystals and candles out. Why did I say crystals like that? But I have a bunch of crystals and just like rocks and candles and things like that, but I don't like usually practice anything with them on a regular basis. Like right now, I definitely say they're here for mostly aesthetic purposes, but also like I do believe that they are protective and to bring good energy and light. Like I always carry crystals in my bag wherever I go with me. I carry like a grounding stone. I forget what it's called. It's like taurine, but it's black. What's that black stone? I really should know the names of the crystals in my bag because now I seem really performative. Oh, tourmaline. And then I carry amethyst. That's my birthstone, and I also wear it on my neck. And then what's that clear crystal called? Clear quartz. Duh. And then I think I carry also rose quartz. So that's my lineup. Those are my infinity stones. And they protect me. Like, I really do believe, like, they help. And then I have this stone. This is a new necklace I just got. This green stone. Shoot. What's it called? It's apparently a living stone. Green living stone. Or like a life stone. Is it green tourmaline? No, it's something different. I don't know. But growth and abundance, baby. That's me. So, yeah, right now I'm doing some painting. I'm doing some watercolor because, like, the strawberry moon, you gotta be creating. Like, this is my form of journaling. So I have my little setup here. And I used to really not be into watercolor. I wasn't into it because I was bad at it. And to be honest, it was also the least satisfying for me because I'm someone who's very quick. Like, if I'm making art, I want to see results fast. Like, I want the paint to dry fast. I want to be able to finish this in 3 hours. I want control. I want it to be like a crayon. And so watercolor is just like the antithesis of that, because it's like slow and it's like drippy and it spreads and you have to wait for it to dry and you have to be patient, and like it's water, like if it I don't know, it's harder to control too. You can't do like very precise shadows because you kind of just have to fuck around and find out with watercolor, which used to scare me a lot, but I'm at a point where it's a very good teacher. And I like that it forces me to slow down and just like spend time with the paper. And I'm really just using these crappy watercolors I got from a nearby store. And I feel like if I, am using this constantly, I'll reward myself with a nice one. And like I could have just started with a nice one. It was only like $10 more, but I think maybe, it's good to have humble beginnings and start with like a kind of trashy palette. So that's my philosophy. But I don't really know what my plan is with this. My brushes aren't very big. I don't really have any big brushes, so I just have very square brushes. And I always feel like there's not enough colors. Even though there's fully like 30 here, I feel like there's not enough. I think there's 40 actually. But yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Also, like, when I can't see the full moon, like, I'm in New York City and you can't see shit in the sky. You can't see shit. You can think you see a star, but it's actually a plane. That's the closest you get. And wow, that was deep, but it's true. And so, like, you kind of give up on looking for the moon or the stars, and I wouldn't see it probably, so, you know. I remember when I did my full moon ritual in Vienna, where I, like, actually did the writing things out, I went outside to see the full moon, and it was cloudy, so I couldn't see it, and I actually broke down crying. I don't know why. It definitely wasn't just about the moon. But, yeah, that was fun. But it felt really cathartic, though. But yeah, that's my take. Anyways, today, I had a really good day. I was cleaning my room in the morning, because I just needed to unpack all of my shit from Turkey and just organize. And so that was a solid, like, 3, well, and when I say the morning, I mean I started at 1 p.m. So I did my yoga in the morning. I did my yoga at, like, 10:15 to 11:15, and I just do it in my room, and then I took a shower, and then I, like, sat on my bed and did nothing for, like, an hour. Oh, no, that's such a lie. I was playing the ukulele. I just made the colors kind of muddy, but that's the beauty about watercolor. I can't fix it, so I have to learn to love it now. I just mixed, like, bright purple and green, and it didn't make a pretty color. That's okay. That's the joy. Right? Anyways, I did my yoga. Felt great. I'm still, like, so sore. For some reason, like, my entire body is, like, stiff, and I'm like, well, I might have an idea why, but it feels dramatic. Anyways, so I did my yoga, I cleaned my room, and then by this point it's like 4 p.m. and I go to the butcher and I get a sandwich, and they do, like, the best fucking sandwiches of all time. It's such an underrated pull because no one thinks to go to the butcher to get a sandwich, but it's like, it's low-key a hidden gem, like, the tourists do not know. And then I went to a deli to get, like, a drink, and they had THC drinks, which I've never tried before, and so I got one 10 milligrams, and it was, like, $10, which I don't know, is that cheap? Is that good price? Is that normal? Like, I don't know. It's THC, so I'm like, that's, like, no, that's kind of expensive, because that's like buying one edible for $10, which is, like, that's, yeah, so, but it is a drink. And then anyways, I took it, I went to Riverside Park with my sandwich and my drink, and I chowed down, and it was so good. The drink was so good, and the sandwich was so good, and then the drink hit, and it was a really nice high. I'm gonna get that again. It was a nice solo activity. I haven't gotten high alone in a while, and so I kind of needed that, and literally needed that. And the weather was just really nice because it was like 6 p.m. and so it had stopped being really hot, and I was just like high, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble, and so I did, and it was so good, like, best decision I've ever made. Oh yeah, eating at the park, beautiful, looking at the greenery, it was so nice. Go to Barnes & Noble, I'm wandering around. I hate the new renovation, but, you know, the books are the same, so I guess it's okay. I got The Trial by Franz Kafka. Let me get the cover because it's really cool. I got The Trial by Franz Kafka because I was on a date yesterday, and it's complicated, and he referenced this book. He quoted something in this book, and I saw it at Barnes & Noble, and I remembered, and I was like, oh, is that, like, a sign? Like, it's kind of weird that it's, like, this book's right in front of me, and he just quoted it. And I was kind of interesting, because, like, I've never read Kafka. I just honestly, like, know him from like some of his like viral snippets. And I know like he wrote Metamorphosis. That's really all I know. And so I got it. And I started reading it. And it's weird. I don't know if I I get that everything, I don't know. I think I'm like still in the beginning stages, but I don't like when writing is like overly fancy or complicated, even if it's like, you know, the 1800s or the 1900s when they still talked fucking weird. But am I one to speak because I don't think the way I talk is particularly normal, but it's like, just get to the point. I feel like I'm reading this and I'm just like, just get to the point. Like, why are you like adding so many things into your sentence? Or why, I don't know. But I'm trying to give it a chance. I'm not a good, no, I don't want to say I'm not a good reader, because I don't think that's true. I just think it's hard for like a book to get my attention and keep me hooked when like, and I get it, like this novel is about like a critique of the bureaucracy, and so it's supposed to sound all bureaucratic, but I'm like, the metaphor doesn't even land, or the analogy doesn't even, or the writing style doesn't even land if I'm not like resonating. But I think I'm being too harsh. I'm like 25 pages in. I'm on 19, so maybe I need to shut the fuck up. It's not that long. It's 229 pages. And I feel like it'll make me, like, when I'm finished, I'll feel like better read. I don't know. I don't think like you need to read books constantly to be an intellectual. Now, is it like, oh, of course you're making that case because you don't read full books often? Yeah. But I think I need to stop talking. Anyways, I got that book. I take it back to Riverside Park and I find a warm rock. I find this like back entrance of rocks up into this big rock that's like in the sun, and it's so warm from just being in the sun, and so I lay on the rock and I'm reading in the sun, and it's like really like feeling like a good back massage because it's a little like rigidy, it's like a little like ridgy underneath, and so like it's like kind of hitting the spots of my back as I'm like laying down reading. And it was just so nice. And there was another woman like also on the rock reading, and my high was just like feeling so good, and the sun was just feeling so nice, and I was just so happy. And I was also wearing new loafers. I'm trying to break in the loafers I have, and they're really comfy, but like I feel like they don't have great gripping arch support. No, it's not the arch support, it's like I don't think they grip to my feet enough because my feet are kind of sore. But I think I do have to kind of break into them more. But I did a good walking around in those fucking things, so they're really cute. They're on the other side of my room, and I just don't want to get them though. And then after that, I got a smoothie at my favorite smoothie place called Hawa Smoothie. And then I got a cookie at Insomnia Cookies. So I know I was being a little greedy because I was high, so I wanted to eat everything. But yeah, and then I came home. And now I'm here doing my watercolor. And I think I'll probably go to sleep in like an hour latest, because I don't know, like when I'm up past 11 p.m. I feel like I might as well be asleep because I'm just on my phone, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like I think I like waking up at like 9:30. Like it feels good to wake up at that time. Okay, I'm just like giving myself a feet massage. But yeah, that's my video. I love talking to myself.